Alrighty, we are going to work on the loft in this cottage here. It's a big, like 2-foot deep shelf that goes across the top. It's just underneath that vent there, just below that top plate on that wall. We're going to put the pieces together and then mount it and hopefully get it finished up. And then below that will be a shelf that's about 1 foot deep. We're going to put that in as well. That's our plan for today. Once again, nursing some physical issues with my back, but we're going to do what we can do. Alright, for the first part of the loft build, we have to create a beam or a joist that runs the full width of the building, and then it actually bolts to 2 of the upright studs. You drill a 7/16 hole and you put these big long bolts in there, tighten it up, and that's what holds the front half. The back half is nailed to the wall. It's single width. This is actually double thickness 2x4s. It's an 8-footer with a 2-footer, and then on the back side is an 8-footer and a 2-footer. So there's staggered joints so that they'll be strong. So all we have to do right now is just run some 3-inch nails in a staggered pattern all the way across, flip it over, and do it again. So we'll get on with that right now. Alright, now we need to put the back side of the shelf or loft's top plate in. I'll nail that up on the back wall just below the sill plate, and it'll go from one side to the other. And because we're nailing it to the wall and to the studs, we don't need it doubled like this one. This one here, of course, is going to be hanging in midair. That's why it's doubled, to make it a strong joist. This right here is basically what I would call a cripple, which is a 2x4 that's just nailed to a wall to put a shelf on. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, it seems as though this is just this is just a tad too long. So I'm going to have to trim it off before I nail it. Almost, just a little tiny bit more. Okay, well, I'm going to go get some clamps to hold it up while I drill it and bolt it together. Alright, I'm going to have to trim this one as well. I'm going to have to go get some wrenches to tighten that up. weirdly enough, they say to center this board here, because there's going to be an 8.5 inch hole on each side. Are we going to fix that hole? I don't know. I glanced ahead a few pages and it didn't show that, but you know, I got enough scraps. If I need to, I'll fix that hole. That kind of doesn't make sense to me. Alright, the next thing we have to do is put in there's 2 more shelves that go on the wall behind me. We put in the loft. Now there's a 7-inch deep shelf that goes across 56 inches off the floor, and then 33 inches off the floor is a 20-inch shelf. So kind of neat. It'll be great for this room because this is a craft room, so it'll give us lots of place to put supplies and that kind of stuff, and plenty of room to work. So I need to build the shelf brackets first. There's not a lot to building them. There's only little blocks of wood you nail to the bracket, and then when it comes time you nail the bracket and the block of wood to the studs on the wall. I'll have to measure the wall, make sure I put the marks all at 56 and 33 inches. But we'll do the 56-inch one first as far as putting it up goes, because the other one will get in the way. So it makes sense to put the middle one up first, then the bottom one. Now we'll measure up 56 inches. That's where the top of this will go, and we'll nail those on. I'm going to go get a level. Alright, so this wall is a little bit on the bowed side, or studs are twisted or something, so it's not allowing the shelf to be flat up against the studs all the way across. There's one in the middle that's twisted. There's no way to get it straight now. So I'm going to just do a little bit of notching on the shelf itself, so that it kind of goes around that. That way it'll go flush all the way across. I'll be right back after I do that. Okay, that little bit of filing I did, it'll work just fine. Now to nail the shelves down. Okay, that's that shelf. Maybe I'll do the other shelf too. Why not? Alright, well these go together exactly like those. This is the workbench. Okay, so these, I'll put the mark at 33.5 inches. That's what they call for. 33.5, not 34, not 33, 33.5. That's pretty precise stuff. I should have knee pads on. There you go. All three shelves are up. The loft, the shelf in the middle, and the workbench. I think they're pretty sturdy. I think they'll do the job. Anyway, God bless you. Thank you for watching here on the homestead. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye now.